From DebbiesDesignDiary.com, this is Serial DIY, one house repurposed, week by week. This is episode 8, the vintage bar server. Look like cabbage, somebody just texted me. It's Jamie Ray, she's gonna get the new iPhone. This right back here, I got at a store called Loveseat, loveseat.com. I'm gonna take this phone and I'm gonna put it in the freezer. It's gonna hold my printer. There it is right there, and that's what I need the cabinet for. I don't like to have things out. There is another artist that I follow on Instagram. Her name is Quita. Q-U-I-T-T-A. Quita, all shaved out. Saw this beautiful green cabinet that she painted. It was next to a Christmas tree and it looks amazing. But the thing is that she doesn't give any of her secrets away. I even called her on the phone to try and get some tips and she wouldn't give them to me, even though she sells my paint. I'm just gonna try and paint like her. I have no idea how to do it. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a mix of the turquoise iris method mixed in with all shabbed out. I bought all of these supplies, these like spatula things, the sponge right here, the putty knife. I've got this roller. I bought this thing, it's called a brayer. I bought this rubber spatula tool, it's from Mod Podge. So I took this color right here, which is Kissing Booth, mixed it with the Bohemian Blue. And now I have this deep, rich eggplant, cabbage flower purple. Can you see it right there? I'm gonna roll it all over the entire piece. To get this color, I started with Kissing Booth and slowly added a few drops of Bohemian Blue until it was the shade that I liked. Then I applied one coat over the entire piece with a brush, and I smoothed out my brush marks with a roller. This piece had a very slick varnish on it, but because DIY paint is clay-based, in most cases you don't need to sand or prime. I put my paint in the freezer. So I put the paint in the freezer and now I'm gonna, I don't know if you can tell, but it's icy. It makes the paint get really thick and really good. I've got this sponge brush and the water bottle, the spinning roller. They're like palette knives for artists. And I might take the sponge brush and do a little bit of this to it. And we're gonna use the putty knife to just wipe it on and spray it. And I'm gonna try and think like an artist because Quita and Dion, they paint on canvas. And I'm gonna try and bring out the artistic situation with it. I really have no idea how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use every tool that I have here. When you paint on a canvas, you don't really see the brush marks. You see more layers of paint that have been applied with flat surfaces. I'm gonna spray it down and I'm gonna scrape it off and I'm just gonna keep doing things to it until I like it or I don't. To get this forest green, I mixed a few drops of Bohemian Blue into Gypsy Green and then I put it in the freezer. After it freezes, apply with a brush to get into the detailed areas and smooth with a putty knife, spraying water to blend and move the color across your piece. Then I applied Gypsy Green to add a highlight color. There are no hard rules for this. I just alternated between the palette knives, the sponge, the spray bottle, and a brush, all the while attempting to layer and blend with minimal brush marks. I really like the rubber squeegee tool because it didn't scratch. Because DIY paint is clay-based, it does not self-level, so it's easy to build it up for a chippy look or smooth it way down with water. Then I added weathered wood, a very dark gray color, in the corners as a deeper shade for the purple. I'm going to scrape some of the paint off with the putty knife. I'm going to spray it with water and rub some of the paint off with the cloth. I'm going to use the sanding block And I'm also going to try the heavy grit sandpaper. All of the little imperfections and the nooks and the crannies and the grooves and the cracks and the crevices, they look so beautiful on the furniture. That's what we work so hard to bring out. I don't know why it only looks good on furniture and it doesn't look good on my face. After the paint had dried, I blended the color again and distressed to bring some of the wood finish back, alternating between the water bottle, the putty knife, a damp rag, and sandpaper. Again, no rules, just play with it and see how you can reactivate the paint with water and manipulate your finish. You get a scoop of it out of here like this. You start working it into the furniture. You want to work in sections, and then you just take some of the black wax and you put it right over the clear wax before it dries. And then if it's still too dark, you can take more clear wax and just put it right over the top of it, and it works like an eraser. And I'm not ruining it. I know it looks like I am, but wait till you see it when it's dry. Don't judge it now. Working in sections, I applied one coat of clear wax first and then a coat of dark wax over the top before the clear wax dries. This is so you can wipe back any excess dark wax and control where it goes. The whole project was going really smooth. I wasn't struggling with it. Everything was coming together. I decided I was gonna distress it just a little bit more. And I distressed it too hard and it looked like a big bullet wound. Because I had already put the wax on it, I couldn't blend it together anymore. I ended up having to sand down the whole panel and paint it over again. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Debbie piece of furniture if there wasn't some kind of mishap. Let me know in the comments if you ever obsess over tiny little parts in your work or small details. But that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'll be posting photos and updates in the new community tab on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss them. Click the links below to see more work from Dion and Quita, to find DIY paint in your area, or to become a retailer. Thanks for watching.